What's good, everybody? This is your boy, Mr. E, Boss of the Southside Bosses, coming to y'all here once again on Reggae African News, where we bring y'all the best in reggae African news that's coming out in the continent of Africa. We don't just touch on music, we touch on news, such as tonight we're going to be talking about the Kenyan presidential election being stolen. Yeah, you heard that a lot these last couple of years, but this one has been stolen. We're going to show y'all how, and just go ahead and make sure y'all tune in. After that, we also going to talk to y'all about Uganda and the nice technology that they just stumbled upon. So it's going to be a great show. So make sure y'all follow us on your favorite streaming service, whether it be Spotify, iHeart, iTunes, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Amazon MP3 Music, or more. Reggae Hour, baby. And this is African News. Share us to your family and friends as well. And when we come back from a word from one of our sponsors and a little bit of music, we're going to put it down. You heard me?
This is your boy, Mr.
Yes, it is. Enemy Scared by Street Knowledge. You know you listening to
Southside
Been through the roughest times, why them want my life for worse? Me learn to load the gun before me learn to buy the verse. Them think me dead, me skill, me skip the grave and sight the earth. Go forward, me not try reverse, and I live time reverse. Me woulda live this same life, growing up without a fuck it, yo, me make it out ya. Mummy say yes, me soldier. As tears full of rice because me make you prouder. Me a go make you stinking rich till them can't take the order. Them want to see me drop me gun so every step me sober. Squad me no take pull over, come me no left the rogue. Them a go witness man rise, just ask Jehovah. Dance and promo, yeah. Success I make me enemies scared. Circus man, link large. No sweat and only paper. Fight the fight, now we in charge. Yeah. Success to make me enemies scared. Circus man, link large. No sweat and we live up it. Fight the fight, now we in charge. Them want to see me water down. Them strength me never ask for none. Crazy dollars, crazy hammers, so they can't run. The weed I light, me feel the vibe, you get a flash of rum. Fuck them girl, she left her heart with me, she left her jaws a gum. Boss life, still I get used to this fast life. Back in the day, she used to pass like you alright. Strap down, when the cash come, yo me nah lie. So me never give up, hold the faith and go and try. Success to make me enemies scared. Circus man, link large. No sweat and only paper. Fight the fight, now we in charge. Success to make me enemies scared. Circus man, link large. No sweat and only paper. Fight the fight, now we in charge. Been through the roughest times, why them want my life for worse? Me learn to load the gun before me learn to buy the verse. Them think me dead, me skill, me skip the grave and sight the earth. Go forward, me not try reverse, and I live time reverse. Me woulda live this same life, growing up without a fuck it, yo, me make it out ya. Mummy say yes, me soldier. As tears full of rice because me make you prouder. Me a go make you stinking rich till them can't take the order. Them want to see me drop me gun so every step me sober. Squad me no take pull over, come me no left the rogue. Them a go witness man rise, just ask Jehovah. Ask Jehovah, yeah. Success to make me enemies scared. Circus man, link large. No sweat and only paper. Fight the fight, now we in charge. Yeah. Success to make me enemies scared. Circus man, link large. No sweat and only paper. Fight the fight, now we in charge. Yeah.
BOSS Radio. BOSS Radio. BOSS Radio. BOSS Radio.
BOSS Radio, Southside Bosses, its owners and associates take no responsibility for the opinions or statements made by the talk show host or their guests. Statements or show topics are not necessarily the beliefs of the site or the radio station, and opinions between talk show hosts may conflict. This site does not endorse anything as the truth. That you will have to judge for yourself. but we try to speak the truth on the owner's behalf and reserve the right to question the supposed truth. In this time of misinformation, government-controlled media, and government corruption, it is sometimes hard to get to the truth, but we must try. It is not our intention to libel, discriminate, make hate, or annoy anyone. We believe that it is our constitutional First Amendment right of free speech to voice our opinions and our duty to the Constitution and country to expose the truth. This site takes no responsibility for the opinions of others and the postings of comments in chat rooms or forum posts.
As Mr. Flavor, I am proud to bring to you Mr. E's Music Maestro.
Yes, sir, I am back. Yes, and as you know, school just started, so the kiddos in the bed, and it's already late here, so they ain't getting up for a couple of more hours, so we got the whole night to just sit here and discuss exactly what we gonna be discussing. So, like I was telling you before, we got some great news. Well, not great news, but we do got some news that we definitely need to cover. And before we do go further, I do want to explain exactly why we do these Reggae Hour African news episodes, because we, as so-called African Americans, whatever you want to call yourself, black, whatever, should be more in tune with what is going on over there in the African continent with the countries that reside over there, especially when it comes to the politics that's going on. Because a lot of us keep talking as if we're going to be going over there and setting up shop and going to be living our lives over there because we see all these celebrities that can afford to go over there. Well, you need to at least know what's going on over there before you actually start trying to take those steps, because I don't want you to be going over there and finding out that it was something more than it wasn't. So with these, we try to cover the news, and we're going to be doing it more regularly. We took a little break, with the Las Vegas. We're going to be talking about that soon on our Talking But Ain't Saying Nothing podcast. So make sure y'all go ahead and tune into that one as well. But so we just really want you to understand that there is way more news out there than what the United States government is giving you, and we are dedicating our existence to exactly that, because without it, it's like not understanding the effects of what the biggest continent, the biggest landmass on this earth has to that affords us. We will be hard to push to understand that there is not really things that we're hearing about. We're not really seeing it. The rest of the world ain't seeing it, excuse me. So it is real hard to determine what is the truth and what is not. So we just want y'all to understand that you are not going to be bombarded with like propaganda. We're going to be just telling you exactly what it is that what exactly is going on over there. For real. I mean, it's no other way to be able to just say this. So with that being said, let's get on into it, because it is something into it. It's something interesting, to say the least. So first tonight, we want to talk about the devastating news that happened in Kenya today, because it is a sad day for them. Today, the Chebukati, the chairman of the IEBC, pretty much, which is the Kenyans Electoral Commission, basically made pretty much a mockery of the Kenyan electoral process, and he did it shamelessly. So there's a lot of people that's left wondering, where does he even get this audacity from? So let's get into it. We are looking at one of the most corrupted presidential elections to happen in our recent history. The Kenyans as a whole received word that they would finally find out who the president is today at 3 p.m. earlier or yesterday at 3 p.m. And everyone was really excited about that, especially due to how transparent the whole process had been. So people who had attempted to rig the vote had been caught, and any oddities happening at the Bomas of Kenya, the tallying center where they count all the votes, were being reported. So Kenyans were assured that whoever won this election would be the true winner. Now, as the saying goes, do not count your chickens before they hatch. You want to make sure you get all your ducks in a row first. Well, there was some tension and a lot of drama revolving around the entire process. But who would have thought that there would be even more drama on the day of the presidential announcement, unless you live in the United States? Because, that is one of the most dramatic days in any presidential election in the United States history. It's always been dramatic. This past one being the worst. So the madness over there began around about 3 p.m. when Chebukati failed to make an appearance at the scheduled time, and the announcement was pushed back to 4 p.m. So then 4 p.m. got there, and there was still no sign of the chairman. Then word started to spread online that the IEBC commissioners were at some kind of a stalemate, that they were not in full agreement on who to declare as the actual winner. We're like, hold on, wait a minute. Y'all ain't picking the winner. Y'all just telling us who we picked as the winner, right? No. Obviously, when people saw this now, that this is when all the panic started to spread. This little bit of information came out just a few minutes after the Azimio Party's chief agent announced that he had not yet been given the final electoral presidential form to verify the tally and sign. So you could just imagine the panic that the Azimio supporters, which was the presidential candidate Raila Odinga, who were experiencing this at the time. Now, the Kenyans were therefore at a standstill, and everyone waiting to hear whether the rumor on the commissioners was true. Nothing was said by the press. But with the sudden change in mood of the UDA supporters and the agents in Bomas, which was associated with the Deputy President William Ruto, it was quite easy to tell who was going to be announced. So, thus the feeling of distress further intensified amongst Azimio supporters, who was not looking for the UDA supporters to get their pick. So it truly looked like Ruto was going to be announced as president, despite the numbers not adding up. Looking at the tallies, it was just not making sense for many Kenyans how Ruto was going to be the final winner. Now, many had already started losing hope when out of nowhere the press announced that Juliana Sherrera, the vice chairman of the IEBC, together with 3 of the commissioners, were going to hold a separate press conference from Chebukati. Now, I want to go on to say that the people went wild on social media as such an unheard situation. Nobody could believe that it was actually happening. It was during the separate press conference that Juliana Sherrera effectively declared the elections to be rigged. She stated that despite the transparent process, the numbers going to be announced will be different from what was actually tallied. Juliana, together with her 3 colleagues, therefore wished to remove themselves from the announcement and declared they would not sign the final presidential electoral form making Ruto president. Or whoever, because they ain't say who it was. They just said that whatever they tell you is not going to be right. Now, these is the people who's a part of the committee that counts and tallies. This is just like Mike Pence saying, hey, you know what? No, it ain't even like Mike Pence, because Mike Pence was one of the contestants. This is pretty much like the Supreme Court saying, you know what? We know what y'all counted, but we ain't going to announce that. Go ahead and overturn it. This is a George Bush, Al Gore all over again in another country. Now, this does brings me to the biggest contention of the day. Like, how was Ruto still declared the winner of the presidential election despite all these events? How does Chebukati expect the majority of Kenyans to believe him when he commits such treasonous acts? And to make matters worse, he makes the declaration alone? He did not make the declaration in the presence of any other commissioners, since the majority of his commission was against it. The remaining 2 he claimed were injured while being arrested. Now why were these 2 commissioners arrested? Especially during this right now when they're supposed to be picking the next president. Another question rising to the surface is, does that mean he was the only commissioner who signed that form? I mean, after all, 4 of the 7 total commissioners already rejected the results while the remaining 2 have been arrested. Hence are most likely unable to sign the forms. So how is Chebukati able to announce the winner without the signatures of his fellow commissioners? Such an act is illegal. So others are saying that it is an act of treason that should not be encouraged. Like, moreover, another reason why so many people are in doubt stems from the fact that Chebukati was absent for most of the day. He only appeared at 5 p.m. when he came out to announce the winner alone. Nobody could locate him, which has led people to wonder where exactly he was that forced him to disappear for that long and delay the presidential results. Like, so many illegalities have happened in the span of nearly 3 hours, and you know what is worse? Everything that Chebukati has done was aired on live TV by channels all over the world. This made everyone see the mess that Kenyan elections are. Now, some might have even gotten tips on how to rig their own elections. I mean, I'm just saying. You want to learn? Take note. Now you know what not to do. But as it stands, only the UDA supporters are celebrating Ruto's win, with most ignoring how illegal this announcement was. Most are defending their win by saying that the commissioners who rejected the results was nominated by former President Uhuru Kenyatta, but therefore they were already compromised. But what most do not know when they spread such propaganda is that all the commissioners, including Chebukati, are nominated by the president. So it is a system of checks and balances that the Kenyan law has established that mirrors the United States law. It is quite frustrating to see people defend something that is very illegal with nothing but baseless facts. Sound very familiar, huh? They have decided to cover their eyes from the truth and stick with a leader who has already proven from the elections that he is not a man of integrity. Truly saddening, but what can we do? Every man is entitled to their opinion, and that is the true beauty of democracy. Now, democracy allows everyone to have a voice. The problem comes when people misuse it. See, that right there, I could have been talking about Trump. Could I not? Hey, I could have been talking about Biden. Hell, I could have been talking about a lot of these politicians now that I think about it. Now, the rest of the Kenyans, comprising of majority of the tribes in the country, are either angry, they depressed, or they either trying to move on and make the best of what has happened. But I don't know. If I was involved in this, if I was from Kenya, I would be angry. I would be very upset. And the reason stems from the fact that one man has the nerve to actually make a mockery of the electoral rights in broad daylight. This is how the post-election violence in 2007 started. It is therefore mind-boggling for me that someone has the audacity to repeat such mistakes again. It is frustrating that there are people who think so little of other people's lives. Like, too many people died in 2007 while others' lives have been scarred or ruined for life. Despite everything that happened and how far we've come to pick ourselves up from dark times that man and mankind actually come across, one man actually dares to repeat the mistakes of his predecessors. Come on, I thought we was better than that. The Kenyans have been praying night and day for peace and free and fair elections, and yet Chebukati thinks it is all right to deny them their rights that our fellow countrymen fought for and died for. To me, this election is making what we learned at law school seem completely useless. If someone can win through such means, what is even the point of our Constitution? It is clearly a decoration for the government at this point. Because what happens over there happens here all the time. But we don't never see that. We don't understand the Constitution, so we don't know how to enforce the Constitution. This is why you got people who would say they would put more trust in the people than they would the doctrine of the Constitution. So, now, and just like over here, we're asking for Trump to be arrested. People are angry and are demanding that Chebukati be arrested. Protests have already begun in various parts of the country, and what is probably keeping the majority of the people at bay is that the entire process, including its illegalities, have been caught on TV. That means there's hope for justice to prevail. But I don't think that we will see anything like that over here in the U.S. I don't see it coming. Not at all. I'm sorry. I just don't see it. How do you see it? Do you see it? If you see it, please explain it to me. So come on to our Facebook group page at Boss's Retreat. That way you can explain it to me. And also go ahead and like us while you're there at BOSS Podcast, BOSS Radio on Facebook. You can also find us on Instagram at Southside Boss Connection. And you can also find us on Twitter at Southside Boss Connection. You also go ahead and follow us on our website at sbcmovement.com, where you can follow our podcast as well. I'm telling you, we're gonna keep bringing you African news such as this, because if you was planning on going to Kenya, now you know what you're walking into. You're finna walk into, but maybe a civil war. Because if they're talking about doing a civil war over here in the United States, I can only imagine them talking about it over there in Kenya. So I hope the best for all the Kenyan citizens over there. I hope they actually get the tribes get their request to have fair and free elections. And I hope this William Ruto and this Chebukati get exactly what is necessary for them to be punished for what the crime they just, I mean, it is blatant. If I'm looking at it over here in the United States, it got to be blatant over there. I mean, it got to be like, did y'all really just do it? Nigga, did you know we can see you? For real. I mean, it is over. It's everywhere. It's not just in Kenya. It's not just in the United States. I mean, think about it. How you think Putin stayed in power for so long? These dictators, they're putting themselves in positions of power and they are not relinquishing that power. Think about it. If they have the power, who's going to tell them that they cannot do what they want to do? Who's going to tell them that? You gonna tell them that? Nah, you ain't gonna tell them that. You ain't gonna. And I'm gonna see you do it. Please send it to us so we can put it on our website. Already, so now you gonna go ahead and keep it moving with a little bit more music. When we come back, we're gonna talk about a great technological discovery out there that's coming out of Uganda, and something that I believe that everybody can actually look for, can benefit from, and I think it's going to actually bring a lot of prosperity to a lot of part of the world that doesn't have a lot of that prosperity. So when we come back from a word from one of our sponsors and a little bit of music from Sky the Limit, we'll go ahead and jump into it and let y'all hear about that Ugandan supercomputer.
Someone do something so outrageous that you can't help but think this stupid crazy situations happen all the time, and people get into situationships on a regular. So, what would you do if you were in their place? Check out our podcast as we discuss just that on What Would You Do podcast on iTunes, Spotify, iHeart, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and all your other favorite streaming services. Make sure to search hashtag What Would You Do podcast.
Hey, this a for the wicked man them. For all the one them when me street woman. Sky the limit. Hey, clearly we have a problem. Watch you now. Some man a big claffy. Abusing woman, you have to stop it. Take a life, living the family unhappy. Big man a move sloppy. You force pan the little daughter. You don't know right is a disaster. It's like say them forgot it. Say them come from a woman's body, but it seem like how the devil or them daddy do some things them never happy. but all your actions will be called for. Just remember time of the master. Ay. Them don't have no love, no love them no feel. Them don't have no love, them are dirty, them heart unclean. Ay. Them don't have no love, no love them no feel. Them don't have no love, them not have no love for real. Where's Jasmine Dean? Hurt my heart when she go missing off the scene. Imagine the kind of pain her father feel. Worse with what she had to deal. The demons got me pray them you reveal. Protect the innocent souls I'm come for steal. The devil is real like a thief in all the night you man for seen. Come for leave some scars were hard to heal, but this is my appeal. Protect us from the back of field. Roll with me like a wheel, oh God. Them don't have no love, no love them no feel. Them don't have no love, them are dirty, them heart unclean. Ay, them don't have no love, no love them no feel. Them don't have no love, them not have no love for real. Hey, big man, tell me why you take her life. You beat her, rape her, then you kill her, than no nice. Like a GPS, find them location, they even put them on no ice. The consequence will ring them like a knife, yeah. Feed them evil deeds, them need to pay the price. They make them get what they once and do it twice. Them cannibal, they even deserve prison life. From me live it to God through Jesus Christ, yeah. Them don't have no love, no love them no feel. Them don't have no love, them are dirty, them heart unclean. Ay, them don't have no love, no love them no feel. Them don't have no love, them not have no love for real. Hey.
Feel the best you and save with any of our skincare sets. With either soap and oil or soap and butter or a combination of all three. Heal your skin and keep it with the shine and healthy enough to withstand the sun. No matter what your skin needs, Southside Beauty Care will continue to help you through those rough patches of skin to the smoothness of butter dripping off of your body. Mix and match until you find a skincare regimen that's tailored for your skin and designed to obtain perfection. Come to Southside Beauty Care and see what we have designed specifically for you.
BOSS Radio. BOSS Radio.
Already, yes, and we are back in the building, baby. Now, man, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, man, you know, the Asiatic man and woman are some of the most amazing people on this planet. By just looking at the culture that the cultures that they have spawned, they have built dynasties and have built civilizations and have just, it's like they just fell out of the stars and just started working and haven't stopped since. No matter what has been placed in front of them, they have been very resilient, very persistent, and have created some of the best creations that maybe the universe has ever seen. For real. So that's why I'm never surprised. I'm always astonished, but never surprised by the ingenuity that comes out of the land of Africa or out of the minds of anyone with a heavily melanin in their skin. So that's why when the Ugandan engineers developed microfuse, which is a device that is designed to pretty much make computing and the computers accessible to all Africans, especially those who are dealing with irregular power supplies. Now, the device is currently being tested in a school on the outskirts of Kampala, but it is a small revolution for the school, and the stick computers, which they're basic stick computers, prove to be much cheaper than traditional computers and also consume much less energy. This is a great alternative for many of the school staffs down there in Africa. Now it's very small, it's very portable, and not only that, but it gets a lot of its power from solar. I mean, just imagine, as long as you got sunlight, you got electricity, you have a working computer. And we know that Africa, its original name was Alkebulan, or land of the sun. And so you gonna always have power. I mean, and then the sun is so strong, I'm pretty sure it'll charge it throughout to go throughout the night. So you could be just out on the Serengeti or in the Congo, or just out in safari, or just in university, or all of these different places that you would think that you would need a plug or a socket or outlet. And we already know, when we think of Africa is not the not the most electrifying place. I mean, it's electrifying in its beauty and everything else, but it's not really known for generating a lot of power, a lot of electricity. So by having this access to this, I can actually see Africa coming out of the Dark Ages. For real, I could see Africa coming out of the Dark Ages with this. Now, and they was interviewing one of the developers of Microfuse, Jeff Simbiro, and he said that in the preschool like ours, and this is preschool at that, we don't hire people who have very good computer knowledge and skills. We hire people who want to work and use computers, but who don't always have access to the technology. So the Microfuse device, for example, allows staff, from teachers to the treasurer to myself, the principal, to use a computer. It's been very easy for all of us. Now, he's the principal of Jolly Tots Elementary School, and he said that this Microfuse technology has just done wonders for him. Now, the inventor is the CEO of Microfuse Technologies, Ivan Karagaba. And he is he's quoted saying that children being used to computers at an early age will play a great role in the transformation in Uganda. And that is true. I mean, think about it. Especially over here in the U.S., in the States, we constantly see babies coming out the womb holding a cell phone. You know what I'm saying? It's like, how did he break my password? It's been watching you. Oh, I'm going to get that password. You know what I'm saying? Now you got a 2-month-old making phone calls and ordering pizza. Nigga, you ain't got no teeth. Anyways. But with that being said, it's true that starting our children off early. I am in the process of getting my son into coding classes, so I definitely suggest that we do this, and we actually need to get them. They need to understand what the metaverse is ASAP. They need to know exactly what that is, how to get on it, and everything else like that. Because the frustration of many people with the lack of electricity resulting in their inability to use computers, it could be a trigger for anybody who wants and not be able to have. So it's like this is just the things that they got. And to think about it, like the laptop, which is made from local materials in Uganda, costs $70 and can operate in very remote areas of the continent that because of the solar. Just $70. Man, I want 50 of them right now. Spend $3,500 and get 50 of them right now, and we're gonna donate them to the children over here, and that's just gonna help them get that money to make even more. Now, they say the computer market in Uganda is in limbo. According to the National Bureau of Statistics, only 2% of Ugandans currently have access to a computer. Now, Ivan and his team hope to have 10,000 devices on the market by October, but they also want to go further and aim for the African Continental Free Trade Area in order to be more competitive. That means that the prices can go down. Wow. So that I can actually see the future now. I mean, as much as I don't want technology to take over our lives, I do know that technology can be used to help make our lives a lot better. I just know that. And so that's why I really want to be able to get my children involved into technology, because with the technological boom that happened in the 2000s with the .com era, people are just seeing money just multiply now. Look at what happened with Jeff Bezos, and look what happened to Elon Musk, and so on and so forth. All these people started off with and stayed in technology. That it's one of the biggest sectors in the stock market, meaning that everybody is always looking for the next thing to make their life better. And here it is right here. So I suggest melanated people, my Asiatic brothers and sisters, look into this company and see exactly what it's called Microfuse. See exactly how you can invest in this company, because with this company, this is actually going to be a hit. Matter of fact, let me see if I can even find it. It's Microfuse, and let me see if they have a stock ticker. That way I can let you know what the stock ticker is, and you can go and check it out. Now, I do see something on here, Microfuse. Okay, hold on. Let's see. The Microfuse is on. They took me to allbrands.market. Let me see. Microfuse is a brand of Globus Medical, GMED. Okay, so you'll be looking for Globus Medical, which is Microfuse. And right now it is going. It's been on a steady rise since 2018. I mean, it didn't really. Let me see. 2020 in March, yeah, they of course everybody got hit, and they price dropped from 51.08, at 56.54 on February 14th down to March 16th 35.06. But it has actually regained that since, and now sits at 67.54. So that's been the last month that it's climbed up about $13. So I can see this happening. I can see people buying stocks, and I can see this going so well. So like I say, this is I'm not no financial advisor. I'm not giving out any advice, but I can see what I see with this computer, with this computer news alone. I can see a lot coming out of this. So definitely look into that. That's the Ugandan's company, Microfuse Technologies. And you are, this pretty much, I don't know the name of this computer. Did they even give a name for it? No. They don't. No, I think the name of it is Microfuse. And it's a device that's designed to make computing and computers accessible. So that's just, like I say, this is something that we need to be able to have access to. So you need to invest in this. Really, I would. I'm not gonna tell you what to do. So, but I would if I was you. Alrighty, man. I just hope y'all, enjoyed this show. And, I would love to have people on, to talk about these different topics. So if y'all ever want to get on and y'all hear me on here talking, and hit me up, hit that chat room and let me know. And we'll get you on, send you the number, and we'll get you on, and then you can chop it up with your boy here live on BOSS Radio's Reggae Hour African News. Again, if you're going over there to Africa, please be safe. They want you to get all your shots. With monkeypox going on right now, I'm not going to say. I'm going to sit here and say, since we know what smallpox does, the smallpox vaccine does, go ahead and get that smallpox vaccine. I suggest you get it, because monkeypox ain't no joke. That shit look like it hurt. Oh man. Ooh, ain't no way in hell. Ain't no way in hell. I'm not laughing at the people that got it. I'm laughing at the idea that I'm gonna get it. Oh man, I ain't getting it. I'm staying away from y'all. Put the crosses up, y'all demons. Alrighty, y'all. So I hope y'all enjoyed the show. And if you did, go ahead and hit that follow, like, and subscribe button on whatever streaming service you're listening to us on, whether it's iHeart, iTunes, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Amazon MP3, Deezer, and more. You can also find us on YouTube and also on your Facebook and your favorite social media, whether it's Instagram, TikTok, Instagram at Southside Boss Connection, TikTok at BOSS_radio. And make sure y'all just show some love. Share us to all your family and friends. Ask them to come and follow our page at sbcmovement.com. You'll see that big, bright follow us button. Just click that and follow the instructions. It shouldn't take you long. A little email and a password, and you'll be following us and getting notifications every time we go live. That way you can either check us out live or you can come back and listen to us on demand. You feel me? Because like I said, we on all your favorite streaming services. So make sure y'all get that right. Alrighty, so you know we have to end Reggae Hour the right way. So we got some music from your boy Tony Roy with Live My Life after a word from one of our sponsors. And then, hey, man, make sure y'all tune in, turn up, and zone out. Also, we're going to be having some great shows on Revolutionary Hour coming up and some great interviews. So I hope you are following us so you don't get to miss out. This is Mr. E saying toodles. Feel the best you and say it with any of our skincare sets. With either soap and oil or soap and butter or a combination of all three. Heal your skin and keep it with the shine and healthy enough to withstand the sun. No matter what your skin needs, Southside Beauty Care will continue to help you through those rough patches of skin to the smoothness of butter dripping off of your body. Mix and match it till you find a skincare regimen that's tailored for your skin and designed to obtain perfection. Come to Southside Beauty Care and see what we have designed specifically for you.
Live my life, live my life, live my life well. I'm gonna live my life the way I wanna live it. The mercy, live my life the way I wanna live it. Ooh-wee, I'm gonna live my life the way I wanna live it. Well, I'm gonna live my life the way I wanna live it. Watch this. One life me have to live and I'm gonna live it. Well, yes, one life me have to live and I'm gonna live it. Nice and easy. I get up every day and I give praise to the Almighty One. To guide and protect me in my going out. To guide and protect me in my coming in. 'Cause he's the King, Lords of Lords, conquering Lion of the tribe of Judah. Oh gosh, so who, tell me who shall I fear? Oh gosh, live my life. Live my life, live my life well. I'm gonna live my life the way I wanna live it. Oh gosh, I'm gonna live my life the way I wanna live it. I'm gonna live my life the way I wanna live it. Lord of mercy, live my life the way I wanna live it. Yes. Some people wanna see me go down to the ground, Lord. But through the powers of the Most High, I'm still around. Yes, as long as I trust in Him, He will see me through. Yes, He's always in front of me to pave the way. So live my life, live my life. Live my life, live my life well. Live my life,
gonna see me go down to the ground. No, as long as I put my trust in the Holy One. Yes, He's always there for me to guide me through. Yes, so no matter what the Eden try, they won't prosper. No matter what the Eden do, they just won't prosper. Live my life. Live my life, live my life, live my life. Oh gosh, one life me have to live and I'm gonna leave it. Well, yes, one life me have to live and I'm gonna leave it. Lord of mercy, one life me have to live and I'm gonna leave it.
BOSS Radio, BOSS Radio, BOSS Radio, BOSS Radio, BOSS.